Hey friends, welcome back. So today I have 3 different dinner ideas. So this is going to be a what's for dinner. I know most of us are home and we're cooking and you may be at ends on what to make for your family. So I kind of wanted to just give you guys some ideas. One's going to be a fish option, one's going to be a chicken option, and one is going to be a like beef steak option. So there's something here for everybody, and everything was super good, super easy, and my family loved it. So I hope you guys are interested and would love to see what I came up with. So anyways, let's just jump into the video. All right, so first things first is we're going to preheat our oven at 400 degrees. So preheat your oven, 400 degrees. I have had my salmon. This is just some salmon here. You guys can see Atlantic portion, fresh. I paid $9.98 for it. I don't know if it was a good deal. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and put this on a baking dish and get this ready. But this is what we're gonna have. All right, so you can see we have just 2 portions of salmon right here. Obviously, it's not a lot because me and Leo are the only ones who really eat it. Actually, it's really only me. So I'm just going to start off by seasoning it. I am going to take, this is my favorite way and pretty much one of the only ways I will have salmon unless it's like smoked. So I'm just taking some fresh black pepper. We're gonna use some garlic salt. And just sprinkle that on there. This is gonna be a real easy dinner tonight, guys. We're gonna take 1 lime and we're gonna use our little zester here and we're gonna zest the lime. Not even a whole, just to give it a little flavor. And then save the rest of this lime because we're gonna use it for our rice. We're gonna take some Kerry butter, Kerry gold butter. I know it drives people crazy when I say. We're gonna take about a tablespoon each. And we're gonna put that on there. And then, this is my secret weapon, some fresh dill. If you had lemons, it would be better, but I had none. And you weren't gonna catch me out at the dang stores today. So, yeah, so we put some lemon, cut up lemon on there, or lime, I'm sorry. But if you have lemon, I prefer lemon, but either way it's all good. So we're gonna take some fresh dill. I love fresh dill. It's like my favorite. And we're just gonna take a couple sprigs just to give them a nice little coat. And that's it. So you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna put this into your oven that we preheated to, I think it was 375, for about 20 minutes or so until it gets real flaky. And then we're gonna start on our rice. So right here I have a bag of frozen cauliflower rice from Costco. I'm actually going to go ahead and throw this in the microwave and cook it down for about like 4 or 5 minutes. And we're gonna fry it in a frying pan. So we're gonna make like a fried rice, but more of a like lime rice, kind of like that, instead of like a Asian inspired, but more just like a lime garlicky rice. So we'll see. I just thought of it earlier and I was like, dang, that sounds good. So yeah, we're gonna cook this down first, okay? All right, so we have our frying pan right here. I have it on medium heat. I'm gonna take about a tablespoon of Kerry's butter and toss that in there. I'm gonna get the pan nice and hot. Okay, so we got that going. And then right here I have, it's not fully cooked, the cauliflower, but it's like mostly cooked. So we're gonna drop that in. And we're gonna let this kind of fry up, okay? You wanna like hear it getting crispy and stuff. Get it on and popping. I'm just gonna take some black pepper and season that. Remember, it is frying in that tablespoon of butter. Okay, just some regular garlic powder. I'm kind of winging this, P.S. Give it a little shake. We have our salt. This is just some sea salt. We're going to take that zester again and another lime, and we're going to zest the skin of the lime onto here. So the green part of the lime is where a lot of the flavor lies. Like the skin, even with the lemon, when you zest the lemon, you get a lot of flavor from that. And then we're gonna start mixing it around. Okay. Again, just gonna go through, flatten it. Just, I'm gonna add about 1 more tablespoon of butter, or butter. And I'm going to take the juice of that lime that we zested. We're gonna be adding some more black pepper as well. And then we're gonna give it another turn. It smells really good. Doesn't it smell good, Ray?
Yeah.
Do you smell the lime? Now we're just gonna let this fry up, probably 5 or 6 minutes or so until it gets kind of crispy and gets toasted. We are also, let me see. Okay, so just continuously frying this up. I'm gonna take a little taste of it and then see how it goes. If you had cilantro, that would be good, but mine went bad. I actually like it. It's pretty good. I am a fan of like lime and stuff like that. Like I like a lot of lime, so maybe start off with just the juice of half of a lime and then try it and then determine what you like at that point. But that's pretty much it, guys. Super clean, and you're not really adding anything extra. If you wanted to make this like creamy, you could always add cream cheese, but I think with the fish, just a regular like cauli rice would be just kind of hit the spot, kind of make it feel good, like you're doing like real adult things, Okay, so our salmon is ready. I'm just gonna move this back off the burner, and that's how our salmon came out. Looks so good. You can see a little bit of the butter. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little bit of this butter sauce, kind of scoop it from this side over here, and then just put it over the top, because it has a little bit of the fat from the salmon, which I enjoy. I don't like the skin on the salmon. I know people do, but it grosses me out. If it's grilled or fried, it's pretty good. Like, I don't mind it, because then it just comes off, but Leo will always de-skin it for me, because I'm like a baby. So yeah, you're just reapplying the butter to it and our beautiful pieces of salmon, and that's it. Dinner's ready. Super quick. So I'm gonna go ahead and plate this up. I'll be right back. So here is our plate. We have our portion of our rice right here. It's really good, and it's a light meal, or a light side. And then there is our salmon with the butter over it, with the fresh dill and the lime. Again, you could go ahead and use a lemon if you like, and it's so good. And it comes out perfectly flaky too, like you could see. So very good and easy. So here you go. Here is what's for dinner for me tonight. Okay, so we are getting ready on tonight's dinner. This is gonna take a little bit. I think probably about an hour, honestly. So I'm starting it first. But what I have right here is a Costco young chicken. It's a whole chicken. And we are going through all of our freezer stuff right now due to recent events. So hopefully you guys find these recipes a little helpful, just because I know we are all kind of home. I know we are all home today, or these next couple weeks, and I kind of want to show you things just to kind of cook up in your freezer, just to keep your meals interesting for you and your family. So anyways, I have one of these whole chickens. So we're going to take this out of the pack, and we are going to rinse it and dry it off. Make sure you rinse and dry, very important. And we're going to season it. We got some onion powder, some garlic powder, Italian seasoning. We got some black pepper, some salt, and some smoked paprika. Use what you guys have on hand. I was actually going to use this with just some black pepper, but I know that some people might not have this on hand, but whatever you like to season your chicken with, that's what you're going to use. We are also going to be using this is just some olive oil, and we are going to actually make it in our Instapot. So we're going to do a whole chicken in the Instapot. This is going to be my first time trying it, but I've seen some really good things about it, so we're going to give it a whirl. So yeah, we're going to saute it first, but first let's go ahead, open this up, rinse it and dry, and then I'll be back. Here is our little chicken, and you dry it off with just some paper towels, okay? It's just going through, and I rinsed it again. Don't forget to rinse. Don't forget after you are done with this, guys, to, you know, sanitize and disinfect your countertop, just because you don't want to get sick. Honestly, guys, in these times, just rinse and sanitize everything. Okay? Okay. Also, I just want to encourage you guys to stay off of social media. Avoid the hysteria. Hang out with the fam. Catch up on the things that you've been putting on the back burner because life gets busy, you know. But all right, so we got our chicken. First things first is some olive oil. Leo bought these little containers for us because he's all about the presentation for you guys. So we're gonna give Chicky a little massage here. We're also going to set our Instant Pot to saute, and I'm gonna put a little bit of this oil on the bottom too. So Instant Pot is going on saute mode. First thing we're going to use is some smoked paprika. We're not measuring, we're just gonna give her a nice coat. Just all over here, because this is gonna be like a rotisserie style chicken. So you guys don't have to assault the Costco workers. Some onion powder. Again, we're just gonna go ahead and we're also seasoning the whole sides. I'm just gonna give her a little rub down. Some Italian seasoning. Black pepper. Okay. This is just the fresh black pepper. And some salt. Okay. We're gonna flip her over. Oh, hey, Fran. And we're gonna do the same thing. So here is our chicken, all nice and seasoned here. You see our girl, she looking good, looking good. Probably just gonna lift her up a little bit, make sure we get right here. Like I said, I want everything to have a nice coat. And so you can smell the oil is already heating up. I'm gonna take our little girlfriend here. So we're gonna cook like 5 to 6 minutes each side, okay? Flip her over. And again, I'm just adding a little bit more. The recipe doesn't call for it, but I do what I want. Okay. So we're going to remove our grill here from the flame, from the thing here, the pan. We're gonna turn our Instant Pot off. So you see all those bits? Now we're going to add, you could add 1 cup of chicken broth, bone broth, whatever you have. I don't have either, so we're using water. Use what you have, guys. Don't be running out to the store for some bone broth, okay? So we're going to just take our little spatula here and we're gonna start removing some of the bits, because that's where a lot of your flavor is gonna be, okay? Again, use what you have. Water will be fine. This will make its own chicken broth anyways, to be honest. If you had beef broth, you could probably even use that too. It doesn't really matter. But I just want... We're gonna take our trivet here. I think that's what it's called. We're gonna drop that in. We're gonna put our girl back in there. She's back in the game. If you had, you could always stuff this with like lemon, garlic, all that stuff, onion. We don't have any of that, so we're going to omit that. That's kind of why I did a little heavy on the seasoning. So we're going to put our lid on. We're gonna make sure that this is set to sealed, okay? So for every pound, you're going to cook this for 6 minutes. This is about a 5.5 pound chicken. So we're gonna cook it on high for 30 minutes. Well, we'll say 35. And then we're gonna let this naturally release for the same time, so about 30-35 minutes, and that's it. Our whole chicken is done and it's all good, okay? So it's gonna be about an hour, maybe more, but it's gonna be really good, and you're gonna have a whole chicken, and then you could even save the stock and do like a chicken stock with it. So yeah, here we go. That's our main course. So for our side, I have some frozen cauliflower. Again, I guess this is going to be like how to eat cauliflower, but you know, I just got a lot of frozen vegetables right now. But today we're going to make them a mashed potato. The last, you know, we'll be doing a rice and then we'll be doing a mashed potato. But I'm going to cook these first in the microwave for about like 6 minutes. And then we are going to blend these bad boys up. So we still have, so when it says L, that means it's already starting to release, like natural release. We want it to get to about 30-35 minutes. So, and then we will quick release, but we still got some time. So let's go ahead and throw these in the microwave for about 6 minutes. Here I have a bag of fully steamed, so I steamed it for like 6 or 7 minutes. So it is cooked through. And then right here we have our new toy. Leo picked this up. This is the Ninja blending system. And it came with like the food processor, the shake one, and then the whole blender. And this also has an attachment that you could take off for dough, which is really nice. So we were able to get rid of like all of like the other ones. So I'm really excited to, you know, really amp up the game here. I've never used this before, so we're gonna wing it. But we're gonna toss this in the food processor first, and I'm going to like whip it and mash it down. And then we're going to add some Carrie's Gold butter, some fresh Parmesan, obviously black pepper, sea salt, and garlic. So real simple. Ooh, I might add some parsley in here at the end. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this going. Okay, so we have that in here, and we're gonna turn it on, and then we're gonna hit, oh shit. All right, so here is how that came out. This thing's pretty cool. I'm actually really impressed, and it's nice because it has like a timer. So we got ours on sale at the Walmart. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and dump these in a bowl, and then I'll show you how I'm gonna kind of make them fancy. Okay, so I'm going to take about a tablespoon of this Carrie's butter. I'm gonna drop that in there. We're gonna take some sea salt. I'm really happy with the consistency. Some garlic, and some black pepper. And we're just gonna mix. These should still be warm enough. If not, we could just toss them in the microwave for a few seconds to melt the butter. But no, I think they're good. The consistency is like spot on. I've never been able to get them kind of like this. I remember my food processor, the little one I used to have, it was really old. We got it for our wedding shower 11 years ago. And then I'm going to take my fresh parm. I'm going to just go ahead and zest up some fresh parm in here so they're cheesy. And then I'm going to give it a little try just to see the taste, if I got to add in anything else. But I think we're good here. I'm going to put some more black pepper. And then I'm going to use the broth from the chicken that's in the bottom of the pan, and we're going to use it as our gravy. So here is our cauliflower mash. You could always add more or less, whatever you like, whatever seasoning. But this is just kind of what I came up with us for today. Okay? So let's go over to our Instapot and see how our chicken's doing. So you can see it's been sitting for about a half an hour. I'm going to take just a rag and put it over this top release. And then, oh, I think we're all good. We're ready to come out. All right. And there's our chicken. Ooh, that looks so good. Okay. And there is our chicken. It looks so good. And then inside here, so down here is going to be our gravy that we're going to put over our cauli mash as well. And I'm also going to just put a little bit over the chicken just so it's not dry. So that, be careful with the bones with your kids. That can be dangerous. Oh, it's real juicy too. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's just, if you guys can see that, you can see how much juice and everything it has. So I'm just kind of dividing it up. But here is all of our fresh out of the Instapot, our homemade chicken, with all the seasonings. It looks really, really good. So what I am gonna do is I'm gonna take a little bit of the broth from the Instapot, and I'm just going to just kind of put everything over here. So you could have some of that flavor from the bottom. Turn off the Instapot, and here is our chicken. Looks real good. I'm gonna go ahead and make myself a plate, and then we will be right back. Here is our plate. So I got the chicken breast, I got the cauliflower. So what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna press down like that. And again, I'm gonna take some of that leftover and put that in there. So here is our dinner for the night. Instapot rotisserie chicken with some cauliflower mash. Everything is homemade, fresh, and delicious. So here is our dinner for tonight. Okay, so we are going to start on dinner for tonight. This is some sirloin top steaks, I think they're called, sirloin steaks. But anyways, I've been having these sit out at room temperature for probably about 40 minutes or so, because you want them to get, you know, to room temperature, like I said. And yeah, so what I did was I just took them out of the package, and then Leo sliced them up for us. So they look pretty good. We're gonna go ahead and lay these out because I am going to start seasoning them. I seen this guy on TikTok the other day, and he said how to make the perfect steak. So okay, so I still have a few more in here. So I'm going to first off just take a little bit of this oil and just kind of put them over the top, and then we're going to rub everything in. And then I still have some on my hands, so we're just going to rub them on both sides. Again, this has been sitting out at room temperature, so we are all good. I'm going to wash my hands. I'm going to take that fresh cracked pepper and put a layer on each. A little bit of garlic. A little bit of some sea salt. So I want the temperature, we're only gonna sizzle, like brown them on each side for a few minutes, and then we're gonna take them off. So each side, you know, because they're pretty thin, depending on how your thickness is, only gonna get a few minutes, and then we're gonna let them sit because we want them to be internal temperature, like 140 degrees when it's time to eat. Be extra careful with the cast iron. That's why we have one of these red little things here. And you can see it's already starting to smoke. I think I'm going to put a little bit more oil just to cover. So we have quite a few steaks to cook, but I just wanted to show you the first pan and how I'm going to do it. And then you can see right here it has like a nice, you can see a nice crisp. You want to go ahead and flip that. Okay, so you can see now that this side already has the brown and this one's nice and crisp. So what I'm going to do is I have a plate, and I'm just going to put them on a plate and let them just kind of sit, and they're going to keep on cooking, okay? Okay, so my steaks are going, and what I did here is I cut up about 4 pieces of bacon, and I'm actually going to fry them in a cast iron skillet and let them get like release some of their grease and stuff like that and get kind of crispy. When my broccoli is done, I'm going to chop that up, and I'm going to also toss that into the cast iron to kind of crisp it up, okay? So these are going to go into our cast iron skillet. So right here I have a smaller cast iron, and I'm going to toss the bacon in there. And when our broccoli gets done, which is in about a few minutes, we'll go ahead and dice that up, and we're gonna like crisp up the broccoli with the bacon, and then we're gonna top it with some cheddar cheese, and we're gonna do like a kind of inspired by the Keto Ginger's, what do they call it, Fat Kid Broccoli or something like that. But our steaks are looking really good. Okay, so I have our broccoli, just gonna tear into these. They're gonna be hot, so be careful. But I want to just kind of cut into them to kind of make them into like spears, I guess. This one's really, really easy. My friend Amanda does something like this. If you guys don't follow the Keto Ginger, you should, because she's bomb. So you can see right here, I have all the bacon. Is this paper in the way? No. All right. So I have the bacon. You can see all that grease in there. I'm just going to drop the broccoli in. Okay. So we're going to have this on like low medium heat, and we're going to let these cook up together. I want to have the broccoli kind of absorb some of the bacon grease. Mix it in there. It's looking real good. So I cooked up my steaks, and then they were about 120 degrees, 117, and I just wrapped everything in foil so the heat will stay in there, and they'll reach that 135, 140 temperature mark. Okay. So our broccoli is looking good. It's already starting to get some color to it. So I'm just going to hit it with a little bit of seasoning. I'm going to take a little bit of Philadelphia cream cheese. I prefer Philly just because it does have a lower carb count. So we're going to take about 2 ounces of that and let that melt down. You could bake this, but I prefer to do it in the skillet today. And we're going to want that cream cheese to melt down. So just kind of sit it in the middle of your skillet. And then while that's melting, I'm going to take some sharp cheddar cheese. This is just the Costco one. And I'm going to just go ahead and shred some for us. But yeah, so we're going to let that melt. And then I just kind of like to, it's going to start softening. And then you'll notice. Then you can start kind of spreading it around. Just to help it thicken up and like thin out the cream cheese a little bit, I'm going to add a dash of heavy cream. Just a dash. You guys notice I've been using, I've been keeping that smaller one in my fridge because I haven't been using it for my coffee anymore. But I do like to cook with it just for dishes like this because it really kind of brings a whole new life to certain dishes. Makes it creamier, it thins out the stuff, like makes it a little bit more decadent, and I enjoy it. So, okay. I'm going to turn my skillet off because with the cast iron, since it is iron, it stays hot, okay? And then I'm going to just go through and then top it with some cheese. And then I'm just making sure, you could do this like before and then just spread it by hand, or if you had bag cheese, you can do that too. I just went ahead and bought these bricks when I went to Costco last. So, just because they last a little bit longer. And I didn't know what I was going to use them for. I just knew I would like to have them on hand just in case, and I'm glad I did. We're gonna let that melt. All right, so here is my plate. So I just have a serving of that broccoli, creamy bacon cheddar. And then I have, this is about 5 ounces of the steak. So let me show you, it came out so good and it's super juicy. And it was about 130 degrees. So that's kind of how we like our steak. You can cook it more if you like, but we like ours a little bit on the rare side. So, but yeah, here is our dinner. So very easy. I'm sure you got some frozen. You can do this with any vegetable either, but I just did it with the broccoli because I wanted to use something different. And you know, all ingredients I had in my fridge. So very easy, really good for a good family night dinner. Just focus on that these next couple weeks, and making sure you guys are all sitting down, having a nice dinner together, and just making memories, okay? But all right, guys, here is what's for dinner. Steak and fat kid broccoli, inspired by the Keto Ginger. Okay, friends, so that's gonna wrap up today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, enjoyed the options, and maybe found some ideas for what you can make for dinner this week. If you guys are going to recreate anything, I would love to know down below. And what are you guys having this week for dinner? As always, guys, be safe, wash your hands, take care of you, take care of your family, and I will see y'all on the next one. Take it easy, friends.